Hola, mi gente. I got something on my mind. Do you come from a history of not knowing or having no principles in life? Just living, surviving, and doing the best you can, being raised by the streets? Do you come from that? Because there's a lot of people on this earth, including myself, where we all come from being raised by the streets. You understand? Or you used to say that a lot. I know I did. You understand? And then all of a sudden, perspectives start to change and you're like, wait, there's better than this. Why? Because now you're traveling, you're seeing how other people live. You start to see the outcomes of your life and see why and how you're making so many mistakes. You understand? Are you going through that, or have you gone through that? Like, what's going on? So I'm bringing this up because there needs to be some form of awareness, even more so. If you come from a history where you have no principles, your mama, your papa didn't teach you anything. You understand? And shout out to my parents, because I love my parents. My parents have taught me a lot. However, there was a moment or two or a few where I wasn't learning from home. I was learning from the streets. And if you too have a history of that, then you need to understand that you can change that. You can create your own principles. You can be the one that stops all the cycles in your life, all the cycles in your family, all the toxicity, all the excuses, right? And I bring awareness to this because it's important. There's a lot of people's lives that have been pretty much gone down a wrong path, or people have been around folks that don't really make the best decisions. And of course, we're all born, no rule books. There's no specific way of how to live. However, no one really taught us that there are certain principles that you should be following. And a lot of those principles are really supposed to be learned at home. And I say this. I say that a lot of us adults, a lot of parents, we need to reparent ourselves. Let me say that again. A lot of adults, single, married, whatever, doesn't matter. A lot of parents who have kids, single, married, whatever, doesn't matter. A lot of adults need to reparent themselves. And if you can learn how to unlearn old ways of being and create new ones, then you're ahead of the game. Then you're loving on self. Then you're gonna be happy. You know why? Because you get to 1000% take ownership of your life. No excuses. You understand? And you get to start from scratch. Forget about what you was taught. Forget about how you was raised. That's history. That's old. We don't need that. Right? What we need to do is live and thrive today. Live and thrive now. Like, not forget about what you did before. Forget about the lifestyle. Oh, I was popping, I was doing this, I was living my best life. Wait, are you still living your best life right now? Because as this world is changing, I see a lot of people are still unconscious. I see a lot of people are walking around like zombies. I see a lot of people in their attitudes. So if that's you, then maybe you need to unlearn what you know. And maybe you need to start relearning what needs to be done today. Not about what you did before. Not about how you was living before. You understand? It doesn't matter. Those clothes you were wearing, that don't matter. It doesn't help you today. You understand? That lifestyle you had, It doesn't matter. What matters is what you're doing right now. So, I'm sending you love and light. I'm sending you a moment of, I'm helping you. Because we all need to start sharing these pivotal moments that we learn from that can help others. And I'm helping you. I'm helping myself. I'm adding to the goodness of what is needed today. And what is needed today is for people to talk about their experiences. It is important that we share, because in those moments of you sharing, another person is learning from you. So therefore, I'm going to need you guys to start stepping up and learning how to self-love self first. It is important that you start learning what it is to live today. And you got to do it without an attitude. You guys going to have to start loosening up those attitudes. There's a lot of attitudes out here and a lot of adults. And, blessings to you, because you probably feel like, you're aggravated. You're aggravated with other people's actions. But what you got to really understand is that reflects on you, on how you're dealing with the situation. Because I'm on the same earth with a lot of people. And I choose to not deal with people with an attitude. I'm not wasting my time. I'm not doing that. I'm going to let people show me who they are. And this is the moment when you get to decide whether you need to have them around you or not. Because why? You're the boss of your life, right? That's what we're doing, right? That's a real boss. That's a real person who's learning how to master themselves. That's a person who is self-loving self first. We don't got time for other people's stuff. We're going to be compassionate. I don't know if you want to stick around and listen to what they got to say. That's up to you. However, what you are going to do is learn how to respect yourself. Learn how to stop having attitudes every single day, or learning how to not be so quick to be on edge. That's a game changer right there. That's a jewel. Those are keys to life. Learn how to create patience in your life. Are you trying to grow old and just have gray hairs and look old? Because, from what I see, today's people are not growing and looking as old, as fast as the folks from back in the days. Because when I was younger, goodness gracious, these people been looking old since they were in their 20s, 30s. They've been looking the same. So they gave up a long time ago. They gave up when they was young. You understand? They literally went from their teens to their 20s to old. That's it. That was the rest of their life. They gave up. That's what it looked like in my eyes. Today, there are so many wonderful looking people that are healthy, rejuvenated, and looking great in their world, in their life, because they're taking care of themselves. They're starting to think a little different. They're starting to not stress as much. And that is self-love, self first. You understand? We could be ageless. How old are you? I don't know. I'm ageless. I'm ageless. And it's not even about I don't know. It's about claim it. You're ageless. But you also got to have an ageless lifestyle. You cannot go on because something hurts. All of a sudden now you slow down in your life. No, do something to relieve that pain in your body. Find out. Find out. Stretches, yoga, meditation, getting out in the world, being physical. You understand? Doing things, eating healthy, changing the foods you eat, loving on your body, letting your body know that you love your body. You understand? So I just want to again let you know that it is that time. This is the time for you to be phenomenal. This is the time for you to be your best you. The information is out. A lot of changes are happening, guys. I need you guys to step up. I command that you self-love, self first, at all times. Ciao.